On.
What's popping? What's dropping? This your boy. Live and direct. In full effect out the 832. Y'all already know how I do, man. I'm live and direct with my boy out the 662. Y'all already know how he do. If you don't, you bitches better get a goddamn clue. This is live and direct in full effect with Craig Smith and Jimmy J. Smooth Mac Wright. What's popping and what's dropping, brother, over there in the 662 by way of the 901?
Man, not much. Shoot, just man, been too long. Got off of work on a Saturday. I think this Saturday was better than last Saturday, but figure I get this old live stream in. Have send me a couple of cold ones and stuff before I turn in and get this live going and whatnot. And man, what you want to talk about? 'Cause I know you want to talk about Briarcrest.
Well, I'm gonna start the thing off is first off, first things first. I want to congratulate Tipton Rosemark on a good season. They lost in their Division II state championship game versus Knoxville of Webb. Great season on their end. They did a good job, you know what I'm saying, of getting through. But also want to congratulate Briarcrest on Coach John Harrington. He won his second state title. Surprisingly, won his second state title because Coach Harrington has been at Briarcrest for many, many years. But he beat his old assistant coach, Hubie Brown, who was a longtime head coach at Bartlett for many years. Won a state title back in 2001 when they had Jonathan Lowe and those guys and stuff like that. So Hubie Smith, I see why Brentwood Academy has won 4 consecutive state titles over there at Brentwood Academy. And that's because they have one of the best all-time coaches out in the Memphis metropolitan area, because Hubie Smith built Bartlett from the ground. When I say he built from the ground, from what I understand, Bartlett didn't make a state tournament. Not even, I don't think they even made the region tournament prior to him coming there. And he turned Bartlett around, man, because, you know, back in the day, you know, you didn't have a lot of black people going to Bartlett. You know what I'm saying? So he got him a few black brothers and he got us some white boys, you know, because, you would go to Bartlett, you know, teams like Southside, teams like Hamilton, when they were in AAA, White Station would get pissed off every time they have to go to Bartlett, because Bartlett would surprise motherfuckers all the time. You know what I'm saying? And Hubie Smith was a contribution to that, man, because he competed with the inner city schools. And for him to go from one good school to another good school, which is Brentwood Academy, which Brentwood Academy has pretty much been good in all their athletics, particularly in football and track and field, because they have the most state titles in track and field and football. And they have the second most state titles in basketball. And that's due largely because Hubie Smith have won 4 in a row with Darius Garland, who was a 3-time Mr. Basketball winner. You know what I'm saying? So who was also in the McDonald's All-American last year, and he's supposed to be a high draft pick. So I also want to congratulate Brentwood Academy, even though they're not from Memphis. You know what I'm saying? I always represent my Memphis teams. I want to congratulate them for getting that far, and Hubie Smith doing a good job of maintaining Brentwood Academy as a great program in all athletic sports they compete in. But I definitely got to shout out my Memphis Briarcrest and John Harrington, because John Harrington probably should have at least 10 state titles. And with all, you know, he should have at least 10 state titles, because the Briarcrest teams over, I'll say 25 years, this dude has had some great teams. And like I say, he's been a good contribution on getting private schools and basketball being relevant and stuff like that out in the Memphis area. And for a long time, private schools in Memphis, you know, because the public schools have always held it down in basketball. On the exception of a couple of years, public schools have held it down in basketball. But the private schools, for like the first 10 years of the creation of the Division II League, which is a private school league out, our private school division out in the TSSAA or Tennessee, for about at least 10 years, they used to lose in state titles. And I'm like, what the fuck? All this talent out here in Memphis, all this ability that private schools have to, because there's no school zones with private schools. As long as the guys eligible to play, they're playing. So I never got why teams like Christian Brothers, or other private schools in the local Memphis area would never win a state title. And then MUS finally broke the ice. And then from there, you know, you had other schools like Bishop Byrne win a state title. And just to name a few, Hardin Academy has won a couple over this timeline and stuff like that. So I definitely have to give a good shout out to Coach Harrington for building that program and bringing that program back on top. And the good thing is those kids are going to come back next year. All of his kids are going to come back next year. He got his son coming back as well as his top player coming back. And what's even a better thing is this kid literally got emailed a scholarship from Arizona State. I forgot the kid off the top of my head, but he was a state tournament MVP. He's the state tournament MVP for Briarcrest. He got a scholarship to Arizona State. So that is definitely especially good for him. And he went like 98% from the free throw line during the state tournament. So shout out to him, man. And again, shout out to Briarcrest and John Harrington for doing a great job for Briarcrest, man. So I'm going to get on Johnny Manziel punk ass.
Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and do that, because matter of fact, before you do, I gotta ask you this question, and this question comes from me. Mm-hmm. And it's two of them. I got a buy or sell, and I also got one. And I'm going to ask you this, Jimmy. This question, ladies and gentlemen, comes from yours truly, and I want to know, why is it when a good basketball, football coach leaves a program that is intact, the next coach comes in and fucks it up with the same players that the previous coach had? Why is that? Because it could be anything. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I was watching Rhode Island and Dayton last night, and the same players that Danny Hurley had left when he was there to go to UConn for, this new coach took over, and these dudes is not, and they got a losing season. Mm-hmm. So do you think it's like, is it with a system or something like that? But when you think about it, then like when you look at like Dayton, I mean, I have not recalled Dayton having a losing year ever. Because when they lost Archie Griffin to Indiana, now Archie Griffin having a tough time in Indiana, and the dude that took his spot, hey, shit, Dayton winning. He basically had the same players from when Archie left, and they win it. You know, they didn't won 19 games, but Joe Laurinaitis has the Flyers as the first four out. But let me just say this here: you never count the Dayton Flyers out, man, because they're gonna make some noise in either tournament, either the NCAA or the NIT. But that question is just pertaining into anything, whether it's baseball, now I ain't following baseball, it's mainly just basketball, football. Why is it when the good coach leave, he has a system attack, the next one comes in and fucks it up? Let's use your boy Andy Kennedy, for example, on that one.
Andy Kennedy, when he came from Cincinnati, because that's where he came from. He came from Cincinnati, basically.
And then he took over Ole Miss and he changed the whole game.
Yeah, well, mostly because a lot of times these coaches try to get out of what actually works. That's one of the main reasons. They try to get out of what works, and then they don't have the same relationship that the successful coach has had over during those timelines. So that's probably the best answer for that, is they usually get out of what's worked. Because I'm interested to see, once Coach K leaves Duke, who's going to be the successor to Coach K. That's going to be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He finally steps down, which I think it's in the near future, especially if he turns out to win another championship. I think if he wins another championship, he's probably gone. I'm probably going to be wrong about that, but I'm probably going to be wrong about that. But I think he's probably going to retire, because I think he wants to be remembered as winning a championship. You know what I'm saying? So
mm-hmm.
That's my best answer for that. What is your answer to that?
I kind of I agree with you, or maybe it's like you said, they give you a good example. When Les Miles took over from Nick Saban, Les Miles won a championship with Nick Saban's players using the same offense and everything else. Then afterwards, poof, they went to shit. Les Miles hurried up and changed the game. He hurried up and changed the game real quick as far as like with the offense and everything else go. He instead of him sticking to what worked, he decided to go with what doesn't need to work. And the more people need to talk about his offense, the more he gonna keep running. So, I agree in all along lines of what you said there. It's. But, I have seen some coaches now, like look at Ole Miss, like with Kermit Davis. I mean, he basically flipped the script because, MTSU, they're an air raid team and not only just football, but basketball. The old adage in football is, hey, you throw the score and you throw the score points and you run to win the game. And I think Kermit Davis applied that with Ole Miss. So Ole Miss is looking to be in the tournament this year in his first year there. So I just think, like you said, it's just they want to set their foundation with what they used to. And I really think some coaches don't care about, what type of culture was set there. Give you a good example. When Charlie Strong was at Louisville, and he had that program up and up. He had those guys all on the up and up and whatnot. Bob Petrino comes back, and Bob Petrino comes back, and it's all it went all in the shit. So and look what happened to Petrino now. Bob Petrino does not have a job.
Yeah.
So the dude from Appalachian State, he's now Louisville's new coach, and I'm interested to see what kind of offense he gonna install with that team there. But I agree with you on that, and it is what it is on that one. So I definitely agree. But I'm gonna go ahead and ask this buy or sell question. Buy or sell the Toronto Raptors being a better coach team with either Dwayne Casey or the dude that took over.
Hell no, they're not a better coach team. They're sure as fuck not a better coach team. The only problem with Dwayne Casey, and I'm gonna say this again, is he had a LeBron James problem. That was the only problem the dude really have. I wish people would stop trying to give these white coaches credit for something that a lot of these black guys built. He built that fucking program. You know what I'm saying? And if he was there right now, they would be the same team that they are right now. Except LeBron. That was the only issue they had. They decided
he has beat LeBron. Now he with Detroit, he didn't beat LeBron.
Yeah, and the thing is, they always do this with black coaches. They always have them build the program, just like Mark Jackson did, and and soon as they find a reason to fire these guys, and then all of a sudden they give these white guys all the credit in the world. Golden State would be the same Golden State team with Mark Jackson, and
his firing is still a mystery. I'm saying it here. His firing is still a mystery, and also him not having a coaching job is a mystery.
Exactly. The guy could coach. He was a good player in his own right. You could probably argue with the numbers he had as a player. You can argue him being in the Hall of Fame. He has a great case. I mean, I don't know if he gets there, but he was a hell of a player. You can argue.
Yeah, yeah.
You can argue to get in the Hall of Fame easily as a player. And then he made Stephen Curry more of a passer. He's the guy that made Stephen Curry a point guard. Stephen Curry was a shooting guard coming out of college. And he put him at the position, and his assist numbers went up. And then when Steve Kerr took over head coach, he had the same assist numbers. Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson was already setting NBA records prior to Steve Kerr coming there. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Toronto now. Toronto is doing the same thing they did last year. The only difference is this time last year they was number one instead of number two right there. And It's a toss up between Milwaukee. They were already number one because Cleveland already fell off the wagon. You know what I'm saying? But
see also, and I also, when you said something, speaking of Milwaukee, I called it on your show when I said do not. Now that they got the Atlanta Hawks former coach, I said don't be surprised. Milwaukee ended up being number one in the East with that offense he run, and he got all the players. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, but agreed. And man, like I say, Toronto was going to be Toronto whether they have Dwayne Casey or the current coach they got. It doesn't take much to coach the guys we currently got. At least 4 of the 5 guys have been all-stars. So it don't take a whole hell of a lot of coaching to coach the guys you got right now. They got Marc Gasol. Marc Gasol has been an all-star. Kyle Lowry, all-star. Kawhi Leonard, all-star / NBA Finals MVP.
But also what I said about Kyle Lowry come playoff time. Don't trust him.
Well, against a LeBron-led team, I think he might break the ice this year because
that's Jimmy. No, Jimmy. That's every year in the playoffs.
Dude, he plays bad against Cleveland. He plays bad against Cleveland every year. Most of the time when he plays bad is against Cleveland. He does not play bad against anybody else but Cleveland. He plays bad against Cleveland predominantly. I have to totally disagree with that. He's pretty good against anybody else. His problem is playing Cleveland. That's been his Achilles heel right there. If you look at his stats compared to against everybody else, he does good. Against Cleveland-led teams, he's terrible. Against Cleveland, he's been terrible. And that's mostly because those Cleveland teams for a lot of those years have put Toronto in a position to shoot the ball. During that time when Cleveland was like dominating prior to last year, Kyle Lowry and DeRozan, you know what I'm saying, or the Toronto team did not have a three-point shot. Then they end up getting a three-point shot last year, and then they still couldn't beat LeBron because they allowed LeBron to make a lot of plays last year. But for the most part, Cleveland to where they had to shoot the ball, and a lot of those guys, they did not have a good three-point game, and then Casey started working with those guys. So for the most part, that's not true. The only time he plays bad against is against Toronto. So I have to disagree with you there.
You mean against Cleveland? So
against Cleveland, yeah, against Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else, Kyle Lowry is on point. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know, and I've become a bit skeptical about and looking at this team now, and you know. Jimmy J and myself basically called the cool's cool of the NBA. I said that with Mike if I said his name right, Mike Budenholzer being the new Milwaukee coach, Milwaukee was gonna run the East. Even if LeBron was gonna still be at Cleveland, Milwaukee was gonna still run the East. Look where Milwaukee at now, number 1 in the East. Jimmy McWright even said months ago that he would not be surprised. Matter of fact, he said it, I think, a year ago, almost a year and a half ago, when he said that Marc Gasol he said he would not be surprised if Marc Gasol get traded to Toronto for Martinez Valanciunas. And look what happened.
Yeah.
And we both also said, we both also said that in the West, never sleep on Denver. And I still stick to this day. Do not, I repeat, do not doubt Denver. They are fucking legit. That joking dude, that dude, man, woo. And I am still since I'm gonna mention their name because Jimmy J and we gonna be mentioning in this damn network when we talk bad about this fucking Johnny shitball Manziel, that I'm still mad to this day that fucking ESPN would rather acknowledge what LeBron did than that joking dude did on the same night when he recorded a triple-double before halftime, and then he was two assists away. No, 2 blocks away from getting a quadruple-double.
Mm-hmm.
But Denver is legit. Now, let's cover the main event, the double main event. Okay. Jimmy, you take point. You take point, man, Jimmy.
I'm gonna take Johnny shitball because that's what the fuck he is. How the fuck you get kicked out of the fucking CFL? That's my thing. This dude has to be the most privileged, spoiled little bitch in history. How the fuck you get suspended and kicked out of the fucking CFL of all fucking football leagues who have some of the most lenient rules of anybody? But this motherfucker get kicked out of the NFL and he get kicked out of the CFL. How the fuck you get kicked out of the CFL of all places? NFL, I understand you getting kicked out of the NFL. NFL have some really racist ass rules, and I still stand on that. But the fucking CFL, cold ass Canada, come on. This dude don't need to be playing any football league. And I think the double AF is going.
Yeah. ESPN reported that they said the day after he got kicked out of the CFL, they said they're gonna work out with him.
They're giving this dude a chance. I mean, just why is this little punk motherfucker getting all the chances in the world, man? This motherfucker shouldn't play arena football league, much less the double AFL, goddamn it.
This man said the arena football league. Damn.
This motherfucker should not get a chance at the fucking at the arena league, man. So it is what it is with this little punk shit motherfucker. He just need to give up football and just live his little spoiled rich kid bratty ass life. He need to just give up football, the way I look at it. But they're gonna give that motherfucker chances and he gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? So this don't make no goddamn sense for Johnny Football. And
Johnny Shitball.
Johnny Shitball. So if they get this motherfucking opportunity, they should get other people an opportunity as well, goddamn it. So I'm just disgusted at this motherfucker. So, what you got to say on that, man?
Well, I was gonna do a video of it, but we can attribute the rise and fall of Johnny Manziel to one source.
And
you know who that is, right? The source that we have shown respectful disdain for. ESPN. Now, to give everybody a pretty good timeline that I conjured up with thorough research, let's pinpoint the rise and fall of Johnny Football, now Shitball, shall we? Mike Sherman in the 2000 in his last game in the 2011 season when he had Ryan Tannehill as his quarterback was fired as Texas A&M coach. Now, granted, Mike Sherman, good coordinator, but his offense, very good. Put points on the board. Well, it's too fucking complicated. And then he had Tannehill, okay? ESPN fucking announced and said that this will be Mike Sherman's last game as coach, because that's when that was also the last time Texas played Texas A&M. That was the day after Thanksgiving. Okay, I have a good memory, so I'm giving everybody a comprehensive timeline, and I'm pretty sure this will give them put a lot of thumbs up on Jimmy's network and whatever and whatnot. Okay. Meanwhile, not too far down the road, down there in Atlanta, Fertitta, Houston had a coach by the name of Kevin Sumlin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who accepted the Texas A&M job, got paid. And also unknown to us, they landed who as a recruit? Johnny Manziel. Manziel.
Yeah.
Not only that, he landed Johnny Manziel, but he landed, as I call him, Mike Evans in the morning. Not 1-on-V, 1-on-ones Mike Evans, the wide receiver Mike Evans, who's now at Tampa Bay. All right. Kevin Sumlin, man, his word, his final bowl game, they whooped the shit out of Penn State. And then he gone.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Texas A&M, a lot of good opportunity. First year in there, first time in the SEC, new team, new conference, new coach.
Yeah.
Johnny Football, all of a sudden it's being all talked about. By who? By who, Jimmy?
ESPN.
All right. Okay. They won a lot of stuff, won a lot of games till they got in the conference play. Florida beat them at Texas A&M because that was their first time playing Florida. And I got to give it to him. Johnny Manziel was kicking Florida's ass in that game.
Yeah.
Then Johnny Manziel did the one thing that was basically just fucking unheard of. He goes to Nick Saban country, puts an ass whooping on them, and they beat him. They beat him.
Yeah.
And all they had to do, and all Texas A&M had to do, their first year in the SEC, they just had to beat LSU, and the West was theirs, and they would have got a spot in their first ever SEC championship for a first-year team under Johnny Manziel. That didn't happen because they ran into all less is best miles. But they did. But Texas A&M's consolation prize, they played in the Cotton Bowl against a team that I despise the most, along the coach at the time, who's now going to be coaching the team in the XFL, Bob Stoops in Oklahoma. And Johnny Manziel and Kevin Sumlin put an ass whooping on them. Yeah. Final record for Texas A&M in the first year in the SEC. Well, matter of fact, they only lost 2 games in the SEC, but their overall record was 12 wins, 2 losses. And they didn't allow Johnny Manziel to speak. Oh, and by the way, Johnny Manziel, and I did forget to mention, but I also forgot to mention during that time, and now I'm mentioning it now, Johnny Manziel became the first freshman to win the Heisman. Thanks to who? Thanks to who?
Alabama.
Campaigning. Thanks to who campaigning for him to be the first freshman to get the Heisman. Say it.
ESPN, baby.
Okay.
ESPN.
After the ass whooping that Texas A&M put on Oklahoma that I enjoyed, the following year, the pressure was put on Johnny Manziel by who?
ESPN, baby.
Okay. Cut to the chase. Johnny Manziel got in a whole lot of problems. He wasn't the same Johnny Manziel.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Manziel, and everybody was clamoring for Johnny Manziel to pull Archie Griffin by becoming the first ever 2-time Heisman winner. I don't think that's going to ever happen again, in my honest opinion. Hold on a second.
I think it can happen if a guy's consistent. The problem is these kids are not consistent when the second time around when they have the opportunity to get the Heisman. I think at some point it will, but I don't know. I think it's going to be like at least 5 to 10 years from now. I give it about 10 years from now. It's going to happen again at some point. But with Archie Griffin played on a damn good Ohio State team, so it was easy for him to get that thing twice. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I think it's going to happen again. Yeah, but go ahead, man.
Okay. So the pressure was all on Johnny Manziel to become the second 2-time Heisman winner. Didn't happen. A lot of problems is going on. He got exposed a little bit, but he put up the same numbers.
Yep.
Texas A&M finished 9-4. Won a damn 9-4. won a damn good Peach Bowl Classic game against a David Cutcliffe coach Duke team. And who was a damn good offensive coordinator at the University of Tennessee.
Yeah.
And he's the only old school coach to this day that evolves. Steve Spurrier does too. Now, enter the NFL. A lot of fuck shit went on with NFL with Johnny Manziel, and then the football coach they had at the time, a guy by the name of Mike Pettin, who was the damn defensive coordinator now for the Green Bay Packers. You know, they was hyping all Johnny Manziel this, Johnny Manziel that. Let's be real here. Johnny basically was set up to fail in the NFL. Mm-hmm. He really was set up to fail.
I agree.
He was 2-6 as a starter with Cleveland. Mike Pettin loses his fucking job. Mike Pettin tries to handicap Johnny Manziel into letting him do what he needed to do. The damn Cleveland management at the time was handicapping him into doing what he needed to do, and everywhere else. This Jimmy also comes from the heels of the fact that the year prior in the 2012 NFL draft was the year of the quarterback, in which you had Andrew Luck, RG3, Russell Wilson, Ryan Tannehill, Kirk, I'm going to play like shit, but I want my money, Cousins, and a whole bunch of other guys from that quarterback class in that year.
Yeah.
And out of that quarterback class, only one quarterback has won a Super Bowl, and that's RW, Russell.
Yeah.
So he was set up to fail with Cleveland. He had a stint, and then he had some issues and everything else that's going on. He got kicked out of the NFL. Then he was diagnosed with bipolar. You know, he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder with all his partying and his drinking and stuff like that. And I will admit, I followed him on Twitter. He responded to some of some tweets I would make to him. He responded to some of the tweets that I would reply to him that I would send back to him and everything else. Then I was following Johnny Manziel. I was supporting him because of his, because what the guy was going through. Shit, I can relate. I'm not saying that I'm bipolar. Hell, everybody, the whole damn world is bipolar. Let's just be real. He's not the only one suffering bipolar disorder. The whole fucking world is bipolar.
I think that, and with him, I think that's a bunch of crap, man. They trying to fish for an excuse for that kid.
Okay, but I agree with you on that. But I agree with you on that. If we say he's bipolar, I mean he would have got help. But my point my subtle point I did make was, hell, he's not the only one bipolar. The whole damn world bipolar. The drinking, the drinking and everything. I can relate. Hey, I drink, but I don't go out and be a fool about it and whatever, But and then when you get to fucking Canada, I mean, come on, Canada, you playing in the CFL, you play like shit in the CFL. How are you gonna play like shit in the CFL? You gonna throw for more yards and throw for more interceptions and touchdowns? What the fuck? I mean, Manziel is a good quarterback, but the dude know how to read a defense, and I give it to him on his play. Unlike Jalen Hurts, as you call him, Jimmy, who's now fucking Oklahoma Sooner. So Sooner fans, Lincoln Riley, on behalf of Jimmy J. Smooth, the Crimson Tide fans, and myself, good luck with that, because I don't think with Jalen Hurts under center for that offense, y'all are not going to score enough points. Period. Now then, unlike Jalen Hurts, whereas Jalen Hurts will see 3 wide receivers wide open, he'll start taking off running. Johnny Manziel will take off running if he ain't got nobody open. I give it to him on that, and the guy got an arm. The guy can put up numbers. The guy can put up some yards. He can put up some points. I give it to him, Jimmy. Now, I don't know how you feel about him on his play, but he's had some clutch moments. But when I first watched him, when they first went up against LSU, he was hot as a firecracker because his receivers wasn't catching the balls or nothing. They were easy balls.
Well,
but go ahead.
Well, with Johnny Manziel, I cannot dispute how good of a player he is. That ain't even to be disputed. But for him to get so many chances is crazy, man. And I mean, I'm like, nigga, get that shit up. But you know, somebody gonna get that motherfucking opportunity. You know,
Yep.
so that's the thing with him. You know what I'm saying? But I'm in no shape or form disputing his play on the field. He's a damn good quarterback, and I think he would have turned out to be a damn good NFL quarterback. But the NFL was in a position to where they had to do something about this damn fool because he was making a block hot for the NFL. So
yeah,
please.
Okay, so what all I'm gonna say is this: you got to be a sorry excuse of a talented person to blow a fucking opportunity in the lenient ass CFL, who had not only who the Montreal Alouettes not only cut ties to your ass, but the head dude in charge of the CFL put the word out that no other team need to pick him up. So Johnny, and I'm saying this right on here, Johnny, you really fucked up. If you got the head guy in charge basically telling all the other teams in his league don't give him a chance. And Canada, as quiet as it kept as what they had said, well, he violated some things in the contract that we'd rather not talk about. Now the double AFL, they trying to get with the CFL to find out what the fuck it was he did. I'm gonna tell you what I think his ass did. Drinking.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yeah, it's definitely drinking with this motherfucking. I don't think he should get a chance to play football any fucking where, just be honest with you. But people gonna give that motherfucker an opportunity. We just know this. And you know, it is what it is with that motherfucker, man. So what's the next topic?
But hold on, because it's like, it's like, and you may probably kill me for saying this. A lot of teams gave Vince Young a chance, but Vince Young so stuck with his own play style. Drop back, look, run, take off, take a sack for -2 yards. Now Vince is out of the league. You know?
Well, I put a lot of that on.
But I was about to say, and I got to put that on most of everything on Jeff Fisher. So,
because Jeff Fisher, when Steve McNair. When they let Steve McNair go to Baltimore, that was the biggest mistake they ever did because, first of all, Vince Young looked at McNair as a mentor.
Right.
And I think Steve McNair, that 1 year with Steve McNair could have worked with him hands-on like he did as a child. Because most of the black quarterbacks that's currently in the NFL, you know, they either work with Warren Moon or they work with Steve McNair as a player. You know, up in high school, because a lot of those, he had that football camp prior to his death, sometimes at Southern Miss, sometimes at Alcorn. And, you know, he would basically make this free to the public for the most part,
right?
You know, and he taught a lot of those guys, like Cam Newton is a guy that went to the Steve McNair football camps. Russell Wilson went to the Colin Kaepernick. So a lot of your black quarterbacks that's in the NFL right now is mostly because of Warren Moon and Colin Kaepernick. And I don't know who the guys that's mentoring these guys now. And then again, a lot of the reason why a lot of these black quarterbacks run first instead of just reading the defense is a lot of that you have to put that on the offensive coordinator. A lot of times you got to put that on management because they'll fire a coach before a black quarterback develops. And another issue, too, is a lot of these offensive coordinators does not teach these guys how to audible. That's a major issue.
Well, and hold that thought. For somehow the Baltimore Ravens got Greg Roman as their offensive coordinator. I don't know what happened to Marty Morningway, but this man said he done tailor-made the offense specifically for Lamar Jackson. So I guess we're gonna see more running Lamar than passing Lamar. But here's the difference. Big shout out to my boy Trey Murphy on this, and because he was a 49er fan, because he could not stand Greg Roman as offensive coordinator when Greg Roman was with the 49ers. Because Greg Roman never wanted to change shit up. Okay, which is understandable. I mean, because Greg Roman ain't nothing. He's nothing more than a running back coach, and he admitted in saying that, hey, I don't teach the passing game. He said I just call something that's run base. But if you only call something run base, why the fuck Colin Kaepernick in the playoffs against my team, Green Bay, put up 287 passing yards and 161 rushing yards in the ass? I cried, Jimmy. I cried when he did this, and this is also coming from a guy that told Trey Murphy that when Colin Kaepernick got drafted by the 49ers, that Colin was gonna mess around and lead them to the Super Bowl, and I'll be damned, he did.
Yeah,
and he beat Green Bay twice.
Yeah, and with Kaepernick, I feel like the 49ers organization basically let him down, because not only did they took away a lot of key players on offense, they took away
the key guy that was coaching that team, Harbaugh.
Exactly. Because I think the 49ers would have been competing had they not had the locker room issues and the front office issues that they had. You know what I'm saying? Kaepernick would probably still be in the NFL right now. You know what I'm saying? In my personal opinion, because I think the 49ers would have been so good, you know, to where they would have had to let this man take his stance on everything the way he took his stance on police brutality. And shout out to him for getting that bag from the NFL. It was clearly collusion. You know what I'm saying? And he deserves every bit of that money, man. But anyway, man, they clearly they fucked that boy off, and I'm just gonna keep it 1,010 on that, man.
Yeah, clearly did. Eric Reed too. Shit. So hey, him and Eric Reed got their bread from the NFL. And the new owner for the Carolina Panthers said he wouldn't mind Colin Kaepernick coming.
Yes,
so
sir. Yes.
That'll be something. I mean, hey, Cam has some help. You know, whoever did this new owner, this guy got some smarts. I mean, he got some smarts because the new owner for the Clippers, they talking about the Clippers gonna tank. He said, hell no. Because they got the first round pick or something like that, and he's like, hell no, we ain't gonna tank. He said, no, my team gonna play. Ain't gonna be no tanking. He even said, Doc, he said, look, Doc and everybody else and myself, we are not gonna tank this franchise just to get what y'all want us to get. He said, we're gonna play, whether we're gonna play hard, whether you like it or not. And I give it to him on that.
Oh yeah.
And he's active. He's at the games. He said he's learning. Steve, whatever his name is, he's learning. He's a basketball fan, but he's also learning the inner workings of, you know, like how stuff go.
Well, yeah. I think he's trying to get the Clippers competitive and stuff like that. And you know, he's him coming from the Microsoft side, because he was a high-ranking executive with Microsoft, which is where his money came from. And he still lives in the same neighborhood Bill Gates live in, which is probably one of the most securest neighborhoods in the country. Yeah, he's trying to learn the game of basketball and stuff like that. Now, I don't think he's.
But let me throw. But hold on, before you hold that point. Hold that point. Let me throw some shade. At least with a guy like him, at least he cares about his team, unlike the jackass that's on the Grizzlies. But continue.
But yeah, with him, at least he's learning. At least he's learning the game of basketball and learning how to run a basketball team. So that's a good thing. But I don't think he's ever going to compete with the Lakers. But he can with the money he has, because he has long money. This dude is probably the wealthiest guy in the NBA because Paul Allen recently died. I think he's probably the wealthiest guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, dude is Steve. Right now he is number one since Paul Allen passed away.
since Paul Allen passed away. So with that being said, I think he can get a championship out of it, but I don't know. I don't know at this point because I don't know how long he's going to want to keep Doc Rivers over there. And I don't know how long Doc Rivers is going to want to stay over there as well because they constantly have to ship players out of fucking LA and stuff like that. I'm talking about the Lakers and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see who he has as the new head coach or who he had, or is he going to maintain the same thing that's been going on over there? Because I think they can do something with the Clippers. They're just gonna have to build, man. Be better, do a better job at building. But at least he's trying to learn. I'll say that.
Right. Right. Okay. But other than that, also let me move on to something here. Did you see the video I sent y'all in the Sport Talk group that I did?
Yeah. Yeah,
did you like it?
I didn't get the entire gist of it. I didn't listen to the entire thing, but you said the guy had actually had a meet and greet for the fans, right? And he missed out on that.
Okay, and the guy we talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is none other than a man, quote unquote, a man's man. Mr. Josh Fuckboy Jackson of the Phoenix Suns. He was fined $20,000 for no showing an event that he was supposed to be attending, the meet and greet. And, he left the fans hanging. But the interim GM, he stepped in, he signed autographs with people and stuff like that and said, well, look, all of y'all, he didn't show up. I apologize. What I can do is the ones that showed up that's legal age, I'll give you guys a free autograph handshake, some tickets to the next couple of games, and a free 12-pack of beer. And by the way, this interim GM is black. And his name is James Jones. So ESPN had already said he may be a GM somewhere else. So that's a name you're gonna have to mention. But it was just the shit that Josh Jackson had the fucking nerve to say. I'm talking about some that he felt that the Suns organization should have kept that behind closed doors about how much they fined him. First of all, and I'm saying this here on Jimmy J. Smooth, and Jimmy may offer his take on it. First of all, Josh, the Phoenix Suns are your employer. You don't tell your fucking employer what the fuck they need to do.
I have to disagree with that. He shouldn't have been put on blast like that. I have to disagree with that.
What?
He should not have been put on blast like that. First of all, if it's just a meet and greet, most of the 29 other NBA markets don't know that guys did something like that. So if they gonna personally fine him like that over something of that magnitude, he shouldn't be outed like that. That's my issue. That was my biggest issue with Field Goal Fisher, right or wrong. That was my biggest issue. You don't out your player like that. That's what make people not want to even come to play for you. The Phoenix Sun is already the shits of the NBA right now. There's a such thing as being tactful. He has a right to feel the way he feel. I can't co-sign people just being dragged like that. Now, should he have apologized to the fans about the meet and greet? Yes,
he did. And he did.
He probably should have, but I'm not going to drag this man about something that should have been kept in house. I have to disagree with you right there. It's too much of that. It's too much of putting people on blast for no apparent reason. Yes, that's his employer, but you still have rules and regulations on how you be tactful. If my job, come to me sideways, it's still in the handbook to where management still has to come to me correct. You still got to come to that guy. And that's what make other NBA players not want. When you put people on blast, ain't nobody trying to come to that. So I have to disagree there. Respect.
Okay. But he didn't apologize, and then he said that something about that it was something he had to help his mom with something, and that was more important. Okay, now hey, I agree with the fact. I commend for the fact, yeah, you know, you got to help out with mom and stuff like that. But I sometimes, you know, part of me, Jimmy, I want to buy that excuse, but then again, I don't. So I'll probably get so I'll give him a pass on that one.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing though. One thing he probably could have did. Now I don't know the entire details of everything because number one, I wasn't there, and neither is yourself. But he probably could have did if he knows that the club that the employer had a meet and greet. You know, being these guys are considered celebrities in their local markets, he probably could have gave them a heads up. Now I don't know if he did or didn't. I don't know that for a fact.
Okay, now and I read James Jones had confirmed that he didn't. He found out at the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
He, you know, the GM James Jones found out at the last minute. But see, he also was fined, and see, Josh been fined a numerous amount of times because, like with team meetings, they said one time, okay, now he got fined $20,000 for this. He also got fined $20,000 for no showing a team event, and then he also. And I think what's the name? The GM had to personally reprimand Josh Jackson. He didn't fine him. Told him, you know, he didn't fine him. He basically didn't, you know, he didn't get a game. He didn't get a couple of game checks because he didn't show up for none of the team meetings or the practice. And you know, and what pisses me off about him is he's supposed to be the leader of the team. If you ask me, Jimmy, Devin Booker is really the leader of the team. And anytime when Devin Booker say that this is just a sick organization, what that tell you? And I even said in the video, Devin Booker need to get the fuck on down. Jamal Crawford, I'm ashamed of him because he should have never took his ass to Phoenix. What the fuck he had to go to Phoenix for? All these teams that want a good ass dude like him with a killer ass crossover and a jump shot and the dude can play defense, and he took his ass on down to Phoenix. Come on, man. Trevor Ariza was the same motherfucking way. But now I think he with the Bullets. No, with the Bullets. He with the Wizards. People need to realize the Phoenix Suns. Hold on. People need to realize the Phoenix Suns is a sick ass organization, and to entrust someone like Josh Jackson, who has been in the news, and like I said, he came from Kansas University, coached by Bill Selfish. And let's not forget, during that time, he was involved in a crime that could have sent his ass to prison. But his family and his lawyer paid off the other party on that shit. And I mentioned that in the video. It was some kind of like a vehicular assault or some shit like that. It was a felony vehicular assault that he did. Okay. And he got away with it. His family, and their lawyer called himself trying to get other party hush money because they talking about they wanted to protect his reputation. But no, they wasn't going. They reported it to the people who always will always get the good lowdown on the sports scoop first, which is Yahoo Sports. If you don't believe me, ask John Calipari what happened to him when Pat Forty busted his ass.
Mm-hmm.
So Josh Jackson would have been in jail right now. But that's why I said, yeah, he's a man's man because and him and my ex-wife's son kind of resemble. I said, yeah, they do resemble each other. Yeah, but they both fuck boys. But I mean, but the thing is, he could at least apologize, man. But he going to get his act together. 22 years old, man. He going to get it together.
Well, what the Phoenix Suns need to do is they need to trade him. If he's that big of a problem to the franchise, some of that got to go on the Phoenix, the front office for letting the fuckboy like it stay there. I'm not going to put that all on that kid. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I say, I wasn't there when that
Right.
stuff happened. Some of it is already being confirmed. Like with the Kansas situation, even that I don't know for sure about that. You know what I'm saying? Unless he come out and say something about that, that's a whole nother situation.
Oh no, you ain't gonna hear because it's under lock and key.
Yeah, and it's their word against his as well. So I'm not gonna get into some legalities that I don't know for sure. I'm not 1,000% sure on that either. So, but again, if he's that big of a cancer to that team, they need to consider trading Josh Jackson. If he's doing all this to where you got to find him, you as an organization got to find him, then you probably just need to go on and trade him. That's my best answer for Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix, because you get what you allow as well. If a person keep on slapping you upside the head and nobody is doing, you're not doing anything about it, you're not knocking his bitch out, or you kicking this motherfucker in his balls or punching him in the solar plexus, then whose fault is this that you're letting somebody slap you upside the head? It's your goddamn fault.
Mm-hmm.
I think need to wash their hands with him, trade him, and get something up out of that dude. I don't know how well he played because I don't give two fucks about the Phoenix Suns. They're probably the most irrelevant team in the NBA right now. So, but
the last time the Suns was irrelevant when they had Steve Nash and Amar'e Stoudemire.
Yeah,
and Mike D'Antoni.
Yeah, so my thing with them is pretty much, hey, they just need to probably just wash their hands with them and charge them to the game. So it is what it is when it comes to that.
Yep. I mean that I agree. And then also what sickens me though is the fact that LaGerald Vick patterned his leadership ability after his. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
And it just seemed like, man, and Bill Self, and I'm gonna tell you something. This man, Bill Self, got the deepest team ever in the Big 12, and they done lost 8 games. Ain't no fucking way in the hell you got the Lawson brothers. But then you got to factor in the fact they had some injuries too. Their best center got hurt. So, but ain't no way in the hell if you got the Lawson brothers and LaGerald Vick, you got 3 Memphis dudes. You ain't got no business losing 7-8 games. Okay, I'll buy that you done lost 4 or 5, or look, I'm put it like this. I'll buy you lost your 6th game in the NCAA tournament. But 7 to 8 with that talent, you doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm saying on here, Kansas ain't gonna never win on national title if Bill Self keep doing what he doing. But go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to shout out my boy Zeke in the chat room, as well as this dude named Phantom. I hope he ain't no troll, but shout out to the guys participating in the chat room as well. But yeah,
shout out to them too.
Yeah, and has LaGerald Vick even came back as well?
They ain't said nothing. They ain't said nothing.
So he might have a legitimate problem as far as I'm concerned. Because I don't know what's going on with that individual. It's a hell of a time to be to have this issue when Kansas is could easily be competing in the Big 12. But it is what it is. But, hopefully those guys wake up as well. So it is what it is when it comes to that, man. So you got anything else you want to add on the show, man?
No, man. Other than the fact that, sorry, Houston Cougar fans, shit, that UCF played their hearts out. But I'm gonna tell you something. Next year, UCF ain't gonna be shit when they gonna lose it when they lose that center. So, but
oh yeah,
dude, 7'6", 310 pounds.
Yeah, 7'6", 310 pounds, and he could be in the NBA someday. You never know. So
yeah, he can be in the NBA someday, but not today.
Yeah, so
but man, I mean, I'm impressed with Kevin Sumlin, man. Kevin Sampson, man, because Indiana lost. Indiana fucked up a gold mine with him because Indiana fans didn't want him. And I don't know what the bullshit was that got him fired, but he got them in the tournament 2 straight years in a row. Then you fire him.
From what I understand, it was one of those rules that one of them shit rules. I think it was a text message, him texting one of his recruits and something like that, and they banned him for a minute. They banned him out of college basketball. He couldn't even be a fucking assistant coach. From what I understand, he had to go to the NBA a couple.
Yeah, with Oklahoma.
So yeah, he was in a situation he was in one of those situations, and before he got hired with Houston, they lifted his ban. But it was about him texting one of his recruits or something like that. But it's one of those real shitty rules that the NCAA have. Again, I've mentioned this before on one of our live streams together that the NCAA have some of the most fucked up, shitty rules, uncalled for rules, and if you look at the rule book, you just read all the shit that could get you fired or suspended. Is ridiculous. So I'm glad Kelvin Sampson has made a little comeback at Houston. Yes, it's a setback, but a lot of people struggle against that little tall motherfucker, Taco Fall. I mean, you going up against a 7'6" who's really a physical shot blocker. I mean,
and he got a jumper.
Yeah, he has a hell of a jumper. Yeah, so the kid could end up in the NBA. I mean, he just probably needs somebody to work with him and probably need to cut down about maybe 30 pounds, get down to 275 or something like that. But, when you're going up against a big tree like that, I mean, shit, it's hard to deal with.
Yeah.
He's playing hard as hell. So I still think Houston is a dangerous team. They're probably a number 2, maybe a number 3 seed at worst. Maybe a number 3 seed at worst because they got some good wins. They're a lock for the NCAA tournament as far as
UCF is also because they're saying right now it's going to be Houston, UCF, and Cincinnati.
Yeah, pretty much those 3 teams. And shout out to the Memphis Tigers. Memphis Tigers played their hearts out against Cincinnati. They made it a better game than it was in the first game. Jeremiah Martin, did his thing in the second half. But I wished Memphis had played a little better. But hey, I'm seeing that Coach Hardaway is actually adjusting to the college game. At first he kind of had me shaking. I'm like, come on, Penny, but he, as I stated from the jump, I think had Penny Hardaway coached the Tigers like he was supposed to come a few years ago, I think he would probably be a tournament team by now. And I think Jeremiah Martin would probably be in the NBA right about now because I don't know what Penny told this kid, but this kid is playing out of his damn mind. Win or lose, this kid is beasting, man. So I haven't seen anybody in Memphis history, have the points per game average in the last 6 or 7 games that Jeremiah Martin has had, because Jeremiah Martin is beasting. So it came a few years ago. I think Penny felt like he wasn't ready then. So, but he's adjusting. I'll say that he's doing a good job at Memphis. And, hopefully, getting the NCAA tournament, because I think at this point they're going to have to win the conference tournament, which will be in Memphis. So they'll have the home court advantage, but we'll see if they take advantage of it.
Yeah. And then another thing, and I said now that he got John Wiseman, and I told you on you, and big shout out to Corey Wolf, by the way, who has yet to join us. Now with them getting Wiseman, don't be surprised ESPN be all putting the focus on Memphis. And if Memphis start losing like at least 4 or 5 games for that whole season, oh man, ESPN we talking about. Oh, I think that John Wiseman, he's going to be a good NBA pick. He's going to be number 1, I think. The fuck up.
And he probably will. I'll admit that. James Wiseman is the goods. From what I've seen over the last couple of years, is he is the goods. I mean, he his family's originally from Nashville, but as far as I'm concerned, he's from Memphis because since middle school, Kenny Hardaway's been coaching the kids since middle school, if you include the AAU circuit and stuff like that. So, so yeah, I mean, the kid is the goods. He got a 3-point shot. He's a good shot blocker. He's learned how to play better defensively on the defensive end, because last year when Chandler Lawson was playing with him in East, he used to get in a lot of foul trouble. You know, he used to try to block every shot out there. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with being a shot blocker, but you got to pick and choose your battles as well. And there was a couple of games during the state tournament last year to where he got in unnecessary foul trouble, and had East not been as deep as they were last year, then they would probably lost a few of those games. But now he's the main guy at East right now. He is the man at East. So if he gets in foul trouble, you know, he's learning how to play a little bit wiser, because a lot of that talent had left. You know, Chandler Lawson is playing at Wooddale. He's still over there. Shout out to Keelan Lawson Sr. For turning the Wooddale Cardinals around. They're looking to go to the state tournament. They're going to be hosting a sub-state game over there at Wooddale. I can't think of the guys off the top of my head, but you know, good job over with Keelan Lawson. But anyway, he's learning how to play better defensively, and he's known that he's to that team right now. So I think Wiseman's going to be the goods. I don't know if he's going to be number one. That's going to be remains to be seen. He's probably going to be a top 10 guy, but I got to see how he plays next year under Coach Hardaway in his first year of college, and see does he still need to come back another year for Coach Hardaway. So it is what it is. You know, good job on James Wiseman and East. They're going to be hosting a sub-state game, as well as Bartlett hosting Whitehaven. And I wouldn't be shocked if Whitehaven and Coach Ferengi Phillips, shout out to Coach Phillips at Whitehaven, who won 2 state titles at Mitchell and trying to win Whitehaven's first state title since 1985.
Wow.
And he's doing a good job over there at Whitehaven with the talent he has. You know, Whitehaven has always been a basketball a haven for basketball, but he's doing a damn good job over there at Whitehaven, taking the little talent that he has and utilizing the talent that he has. So I would not be surprised if he go over to Bartlett, because Bartlett is a damn good team right now, and I think they're the number 1 team in the state of Tennessee right now in Class 3A. It wouldn't shock me any bit that if they go over there to Bartlett and upset the Bartlett Panthers. So it's gonna be a tough game, because they're in a crazy territory. They're playing against the number 1 team as 3A, you know. But they can do it. Actually, they have a 7'2" guy that gave James Wiseman all the fits that he could possibly do. And I say Coach Hardaway, he needs to go after that kid. Probably give that kid a scholarship just to work with them and stuff like that, and get a little twin tower going, a mini twin tower going. But I say for Coach, Bartlett, I tell the Bartlett Panthers, you know what I'm saying? Because I still keep up with high school basketball over, and even though I'm in Houston, you know, I'm a Texas guy, you know what I'm saying? But I say to the coach at the Bartlett Panthers, you need to take these Whitehaven Tigers serious, because Coach Phillip, he ain't been to 6 state title games for nothing. He ain't won 6. He ain't won 2 state titles out of the 6 that he been to for nothing. So you better take these guys serious, or you're gonna be at home watching East and Whitehaven play. So it is what it is. So congratulations to all the kids out there in the TSSAA, and hopefully we bring back the crystal ball and we sweep it this year in all three public school divisions.
Yeah, and I'm like you, Jimmy. Even though I'm now a Mississippian, I got to start keeping up with what's going on up there, back home, up in Chicago, as far as basketball goes. But you know, high school basketball and stuff like that. Now, only notable thing I did notice, though, the Bulls got Otto Porter Jr. Like, that's going to make a fucking difference. But I ain't gonna talk about Chicago. I ain't gonna talk about Chicago sports as far as like professional sports and shit, because The Bulls, they are what the Bulls are. The Bulls, they are what they are, even though they're my team. And, they got what they wanted. And I think they just really need to hurry up and get rid of Paxson for real. Because
Yeah,
and Garfield heard because those motherfuckers there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I ain't got nothing to say about that.
Now let me ask you this: since you were basically born and practically raised in Chicago, even though you came to Memphis, but how is Loyola of Chicago's doing so far? I haven't heard anything from them as far.
Man, you ain't the only one. I was about to ask you the same thing. Cause like I said, man, I ain't been able, cause normally like I haven't been able to catch up basketball like I normally would to, like I normally used to. When now me working these little crazy days and having these off days and shit. I think last I heard they still had that winning formula intact. They had a few little bumps on the road, but I think the last I heard, man, they playing pretty good. They're still playing that Loyola ball.
Oh yeah, man. So hopefully they can shake up the.
Hey, you might can look up their record right quick.
Yeah, because I'm interested to know what they're doing right now. I'm gonna try to.
Cause man, I was pulling for them in the Final Four. I said, man, come on, y'all, come on.
Yeah, and people
and like my ex-wife and my wife at the time, she was like, "What you here? How the fuck?" I said, "Hey, I got to pull from home, Loyola, Chicago, man, for real, So
yeah.
And then she like, "But I thought Carolina's your team." Yeah, Carolina my team. I said, "But you still got to root for home."
I'm the same way because I would root for Gonzaga, even though Carolina's my favorite ACC team out of everybody. You know what I'm saying? So let me see.
I bet you be having a fit when they play each other. Did they win today?
Talking about Carolina? Barely.
Yeah.
Barely.
Well, Joe Lunardi got Clemson in regardless.
I'm trying to find out. They're giving me the shits about, but I know they're a fucking Catholic school. Loyola, come on. Loyola Ramblers, they're 19-12 in the Missouri Valley. They just beat the Bradley Braves.
Mm.
Yeah, Bradley has had some great teams over the years.
Yeah, and Bradley, Illinois State getting their ass. Bradley, Illinois State getting a shitload of freight over there at FedEx too.
Yeah, is that where they at? Bradley, Illinois.
Yeah, Bradley University, Bradley, Illinois. Yep.
Okay, yeah, the Bradley Braves. Yeah. So yeah, they just beat the Bradley Braves. Yeah, so they're doing pretty good. Hopefully they're able to win out in the Missouri Valley. Missouri Valley Conference can be hit and miss in terms of their talent, but every once in a while if you get caught sleeping, you'll lose over there in the Missouri Valley. So that's not a conference you want to sleep on. Oh, so it is what it is when it comes to Loyola. But hopefully Loyola pull it out and do their thing. So it is what it is when it comes to that, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but other than that, I ain't got nothing but shit. Damn good show, man. We really had to cover some things, so and
yeah,
whatnot.
Man.
That Johnny Manziel thing, we definitely had to cover that. So
yeah, I definitely had to cover that little sucker motherfucker. But I also wanted to shout out to my boxing fans. I wanted to shout out to Luis Ortiz on getting a 12-round decision in the heavyweight division. He also, because I'm reading through my text message, he also called out Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, who are currently the only two two heavyweight champions. If you include Tyson Fury, he's still the lineal champion. But Deontay Wilder, he called out the two champions at heavyweight. So shout out to him. He also brought his daughter in the ring with him as he won. You know, she just beat cancer. So shout out to the people at Stanford University Medical Center for, you know, helping her get through her cancer and stuff like that. You know, so shout out to Luis Ortiz, the Cuban boxer, for winning his 12-round decision. It'll be interesting to see who gonna fight this dude, because it seems like other than Deontay Wilder, you know, other from yours truly, the Tuscaloosa, Alabama, you know what I'm saying, who actually trains at the Alabama facility. He trains at the Alabama facility before his fights. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to fight Luis Ortiz, or is he going to fight Deontay Wilder for a pay-per-view fight? Because they say the next, if he was to fight Luis Ortiz, it would be a pay-per-view fight, because the first fight was damn good. And he got a good chance of beating Deontay Wilder. I ain't going to lie, because that dude does have the best skills in the heavyweight division. But I'm definitely going to be rooting for my boy Deontay Wilder to unify the division. But if I'm advising Deontay Wilder, I would wait till I get all the titles and then fight Luis Ortiz. That way it can be a better payday, because, you know, you've already knocked this motherfucker out, and, you know, that's a dangerous dude, because he had Deontay Wilder days. I think he made it a better fight than Tyson Fury punk ass. And, you know, speaking of Tyson Fury, because I'm gonna clown this motherfucker.
Uh-oh, here you go.
How the hell you turn down a 50-50 offer of Deontay Wilder, what Deontay Wilder give you? Here's what this whole ass motherfucker did. This motherfucker, you know, he was going to get a 50-50 deal with Deontay Wilder. What this dude is doing is he ended up going to Top Rank / ESPN and I'll say he got like 60 million. Some projections are saying 80, $100 million, but that's exaggerated for the most part. But he got a pretty decent bag, but he could have made that in the Deontay Wilder fight. Instead of him taking a 50-50 offer, which is legit. It's a legit offer. 50-50, nothing is better than 50-50. You know what I'm saying? It was a legit offer, because Deontay Wilder does hold a title. He tied the most title defenses with Mike Tyson, so only a handful of other heavyweights have more title defenses than Deontay Wilder. So you turn down a 50-50 offer, go to Top Rank, aka Top Stank, as I call it for the boxing, you know.
I said Top Stank.
Top Stank. Bob Arum. And then what Bob Arum did, he gonna offer Deontay Wilder $4 million to fight some putty patroller, talking about, you know, we want to offer you a fight, but you're not gonna get Tyson Fury right then and there. So Deontay Wilder, rightfully so, told Bob Arum, kick fucking rocks, which I don't blame him. This dude just made $20 million off the biggest fight in his career financially, and you gonna offer a lowball ass offer to go after the lineal champion? I don't blame Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder did right not to take that offer. And I would say to Tyson Fury, fuck you. You was a bitch just like Anthony Joshua, hoe ass. And I say fuck Eddie Hearn as well, because Eddie Hearn is full of shit. He's stopping also probably the biggest fight in boxing as well, because he talking about, well, I still want a 60-40 offer. Make the motherfucker 50-50, just like you did Tyson Fury, and going on about y'all business. But other than that, man, I don't have anything else when it comes to that, man. You got anything else, or you got any comments when it comes to that, man?
Man, well, I don't follow much in the boxing, man, but yeah, that is stupid, and you can attribute that to greed. But also on a real life note, man, let me tell you something. Went to work today at my job, man. We had about like two guys quit. Had two guys that quit on the spot. All right, they just said, man, fuck it. To any employer out there, listen. Start appreciating your damn employees. That's real talk. Yep. I mean, because, you know, Start appreciating your employees. I understand you maybe say, well, hey, it's just business, or you don't care if the person quit or whatnot, this and that, because of the job where I work at is physically demanding, dog. And uh co-worker of mine said he left Friday night for Saturday morning until almost about 2:30. And every time like when we have a meeting on Sunday with the warehouse manager, he always preached the same song about, we want to try to make sure you get home, safe, safe and sound to your families or whoever. I was telling a couple of guys at work this morning. I said, man, that same song gets old real fucking quick. Because every time when I get to the house, instead, my mom's and stuff, like I said, mom's, she, disabled and stuff like that. I told you about that off the air, on and off the air.
Yeah.
Every time when I get home, bro, shit, normally most times, she'll be up either she had a TV on listening. Man, she'd be on the couch sleep by the time I get home. And this is when it's around about between 2 and 3:30 in the 2:30, between 1 and 2:30 in the damn morning and shit on most nights. Y'all gonna start, every employer gonna have to start appreciating their employees so they won't be walking, so they won't be quitting like the way they doing. And I'll admit, I'm kind of like at my little reaching point too on a lot of shit, with the fuck shit. Because this past Thursday, my job did the mother of all fuck shits that I have never seen in my years in the damn workforce. Never. And it was so fucked up. I didn't even, I couldn't come in Friday, man, because, after the doctor's appointment and then I wasn't feeling good mentally and physically. So if you all are working these physically demanding jobs, man, your employers need to appreciate y'all even more. For real. Because when a good employee leave or whatnot, when he didn't had enough, don't throw shots at him talking about he couldn't cut the mustard or whatever. Because I'm gonna say this here. Let it be some shots thrown, man. Let it be some shots thrown tomorrow at a couple of guys that quit. I'm walking the fuck out. Or I'm gonna speak out on that shit.
And I wouldn't blame you one bit. And I would also want to say the same thing. Put some on top of this as well. With a lot of you physically demanding jobs and stuff like that, I know you want your employees to work and stay busy and stuff like that, but stop being so fucking petty. You know what I'm saying? Stop being so fucking petty. Stop, trying to make everything a problem. Like for instance, like my employer, I'm not going to mention their name because you already know what they are, but I'm not going to mention their name here. But like we had a meeting yesterday and it's like, well, we don't want people going back and forth inside the office and stuff like that, charging their phones up. I'm like, motherfucker, you motherfuckers call me all the time to do shit. What the fuck y'all bitching about? Motherfuckers going inside the office. Sometimes we need to be in the office. Sometimes we need it's because I didn't fucking reach my boiling point. Damn near reach my boiling point with my job because out here in Texas, jobs are like a dime a dozen. And I'm saying, but my thing is, stop making everything a problem. First of all, we had people on the second shift make a fuck up. And, I understand you wanted to send a message and stuff like that. I get that.
Right.
But address the person who made the fuck up. Don't make everybody else suffer because this motherfucker had fucked up. You shouldn't punish the whole work group. Because I work in the shipping department. Because I moved from the shipping department to the people that put the air conditioning units together. And I just do the shipping and You know, I got my forklift license and everything and shit like that.
There you go.
So, you know, if my employer say they had enough of me, you know, hey, I'm gonna find another job, you know, tomorrow. And I literally mean tomorrow because of my certifications and shit. But I digress with that. But what I want to say is stop making everything an issue. First of all, these guys at the night shift / second shift had made a mistake. You punished the whole work group. We can't have earphones. We can't listen to music anymore.
Wow.
Then one of the newer employees had brought his radio, and you want to start regulating the radio. Well, if we turn the radio up too loud, we're gonna have to take the radio and shit like that. Okay, motherfucker, what the fuck you want from us? Like, I'm gonna do a Tyrese moment. What do you want from me? we do, man. We come in here, we bust our ass. We come in this motherfucker, bust our ass, try to stay as busy as possible, and you try to make every fucking thing an issue. Well, if you got to stay busy. Okay, common sense tell me if I'm at a warehouse or any kind of labor, doing any kind of labor, I got to stay busy. That's common sense. You know, if you don't know that, you don't need to work any job for that matter. You know what I'm saying? So stop trying to make every fucking thing nitpick issues so you can make it look like you an authoritative figure. Cut that whole ass. I'm getting sick of that fucking shit.
Yeah, because when I'm gonna go ahead and tell the story, because where I work at, I'm gonna tell you this little fuck shit. I'm gonna let everybody in the public know the little fuck shit that happened at my job this past Thursday. Okay, it's two sides to what, you know, two different departments. It gets different volume. Okay. Where I work at, I worked on one where, okay, on one department, let's just say the hot side, which is where I work, had 45,000 for the whole night. Okay, 45,000 cases total that had to be pulled for the whole night. The cold side had 70,000. Okay, excuse me. Now we started 1 o'clock. All right, from 1 o'clock, then some guys who take their little break, little 10, 15-minute break, but I always work on mine just so I can stay ahead of the game or whatever. Okay, from that time, let's just go and say it from 1 to 5. That's 4 hours. 5 o'clock, we take lunch. Okay, and they post up how much we did. So it was 24,000 left over out of 45,000, which is good. Okay, because we had knocked out 21,000. We had knocked out 21,000 in 4 hours. Okay, then the cold side had knocked out 40,000 also out of they 70,000. All right, so lunch is over at 5:30. So you count from 5:30 to 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is our next break. These motherfuckers get on the intercom and announce you got 18,000 cases left over, gentlemen. Like, what the fuck? So and we all was talking about, it's like, wait a minute, how the fuck we go from 24,000 at lunch to 18,000 in 2.5 hours? So what the fuck going on? And you know, and the one thing that I don't like is a little half-ass is the communication at the job. Subtle hint. See, let's go on my page, look for the Let's Draw on Something, leadership at your employment. And Jimmy J and I, we talked thoroughly about communication. There is no type of communication, none whatsoever. Now, with my supervisor, I'm not going to say his name, but he cool as fuck. He going to communicate with your ass. And he real, because he told one of the guys one time, the way the guy was talking, like, man, but look here, bro. He's like, hold it. He said, did I hire you? He said, did I interview you? He's like, no. He said, because if you were talking to me during the interview, I wouldn't hire, like, talking to me like that during the interview, I wouldn't hire you. And he was real as he could fucking get. So, yeah. I mean, you know, so like I said, my supervisor, he real fucking cool. No issues right there and there. And and I mean, on a subtle note, I talked to him about certain people going into business for themselves. He didn't know what that meant. I said, it's in a more way of selfish. I said, say, for example, you're a football coach and you tell me, Craig, run the ball up the middle. We're going to try to win the game. If you get stopped, they can't say we ain't trying to run up the middle. But instead, I go into business myself and want to run an outside sweep. I get tackled, fumble the ball, the team recover, score a touchdown, game over with. I said, who you gonna fault that on? He said, you. Because you didn't do what I tell you. You went into business. You wanted to be selfish. So, it's a lot of selfish guys at that job where I work with, but the communication from the leadership is just so fucking piss poor. And we never got a damn explanation. And then it's like they tell us, hey, you know how many cases we pulled. Like, by right, I was supposed to pull 1,400, at least 1,400 on that night. So, Jimmy, tell me why the fuck I pulled 1,500. Because, see, when all the other supervisors want to run shit with my supervisor not there, they don't give a fuck. And we ended up leaving and I ended up getting off at around about 2:00 that Thursday morning. Because there was a lot of people there. There was a lot of guys that was pissed off at the fact that, we still didn't get no clear explanation as to why we only ran in 2 hours. We only ran we only cased out 6,000 cases in 2.5 hours, when as opposed what we normally do, we normally knock out 10. And then come to find out, they said, we had to send some folks over to the cold side. And then cold side folks had to come over and help us. And we still didn't get no shit done. So, yeah.
Yep.
So, it is just stupid. And I mean, and I had to slick one, the manager, the manager of the plant, the warehouse manager, and the other supervisor. I said, look, man, hey, I'm 40. Y'all got a long way to go to get with me. And it's like this. Don't try to don't try to bullshit me on something. Don't try to bullshit the guy that can smell bullshit a mile away now. I understand y'all getting paid to do a job, but bullshitting somebody ain't part of it. And then they have the most stupidest little thing they also implement as well. If you don't make your little count or whatever, then the other supervisors, they got to give you a cleaning assignment to clean up a little area and shit like that. I'll do it every now and then, but man, when I'm ready to fucking go, I'm ready to go. Fuck cleaning up for some goddamn aisle. Fuck cleaning up, getting trash and shit like that. Fuck that shit. Man, when I'm motherfucking ready, if I want to clean up some trash, I clean up in my own house.
Yeah.
Cause like this one guy, I ain't gonna say his name. Man had me to clean the docks when I worked over on cold side before I fucked around and got the frostbite on my fingers. They're getting a little bit better. The skin is trying to gradually reform back, but man had me one time like clean the docks and shit up. Make sure everything was all out the way or whatnot. So when I told him that, then this man gonna tell me, sit tight. He said, I'm gonna go back check behind you. I don't need no young ass grown man and some little prestige checking behind my motherfucking ass.
Yeah,
you check that shit. You check up on children.
Exactly.
I ain't no fucking child, man.
Unless I come tell you, hey, you need to check this out, man. I don't need no motherfucker grown ass man. Same here. I'm the same way at my shit. I don't need no grown ass man checking behind me on shit. Come on, fuck out of here. What the fuck you think this is? Shit.
I mean, I used to tell my pops that shit, man, when he was like, look, dude, don't be checking up behind me, seeing what the fuck I'm doing.
Exactly.
Don't be looking over my shoulder. No respect. I get tired of this shit. And then when the man checked behind me, so I guess he got that military mind. I believe he probably was prior military or whatever. So somebody dropped the pallet off. So then this man, he feel like this here. If it ain't up to his satisfaction, if it's something out of place in one area, then everything else is all out of place. So when I had went behind and got that shit, I had to turn around and clean up some more damn fucking docks. And then Missed my ride and every motherfucking thing. My ass damn near had to fucking walk home that night. And then had turned around and come back at 11 that following day. Not 11, 1 o'clock that day. I was mad as hell about that shit. I said, man, that man better not. I said, man, he better not ask me to do this shit again. But no, I mean, if you anybody listeners out there, if you are a supervisor and if you assign an employee to do something, this and that, here and there, don't you dare program your mouth. Have your brain program your mouth and tell them, I'm gonna check behind you, see if you did it. No. That's child shit. You're dealing with grown ass men and grown ass women.
Exactly.
If you want to check up on somebody, check up on a child. Don't check behind the child. Don't check behind no grown ass man or woman.
Well, to a certain degree, I get there are certain people they need to check up on, but with the work ethic you have, they shouldn't have to check up on you because you one of those people.
Hell no.
That's very reliable. So for him to say that to Craig Smith III, man, I'm like
the second.
Craig Smith II, excuse me. They full of shit for that. So and I tell them, and I would tell them to their face, I'm like, you ain't got to check up behind. You ain't got to check up behind me, goddamn it. That's the way. You know, I've had that happen a few times, and I've had to put people in their places as well.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, you know, have active communication with your employees. Now, with my direct supervisors, my 2 direct supervisors that I have, and you know, even though they're younger than me, they listen to me and they tell me what's going on. They be like, hey, the head boss is tripping and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, all right. And I don't mind doing busting my ass for them because they cool. They communicate with me. I communicate with them. I check the shit out their ass. I fire out they big letter V4 heads they got over there at the job and shit like that. I fire their ass up every once in a while. But you know, when it's business, it's business. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have that problem with communicating with them. Now, sometimes the guys that be the head supervisors and stuff like that, that's over them, sometimes that could be the problem sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
I let them know. I'm like, hey, this ain't what you want. You know, if you want me to do something, I'll do it, but don't come with no fuck shit. That's my thing. So, but my thing with my particular job in particular is, hey, you know, don't run people off with fuck shit. You know, I know it gets slow at this time of the year, but don't run people off with the fuck shit. You know, taking away all our privileges and shit like that. That's uncalled for.
That was kind of fucked up, and I think my job is similar about that shit because like, my job, they'll fire a motherfucker if they see you with your phone.
Say what now?
My job is fire a motherfucker if they see you with your phone out on the production floor.
Yeah, but and then another thing they need to do, they need to put that in the rule book, you know, which I get, because sometimes people be wanting to listen to their phone and stuff like that. But in certain situations, you're gonna get phone calls from human resources. Like sometimes resource person may call, or my head supervisors will call and stuff like it, or my direct supervisors, I should say, will call and stuff like that. So a lot of times, if I practically never on my phone anyway at the job anyway. I'm practically damn near never, unless someone does call, because sometimes they be like, hey, we need you to go take this pallet off the truck. We need you to go put this pallet at this bay right here or something like that. It's shit like that. So it's a two-headed sword right there, because they don't completely have it addressed. They need to have it simplified. They need to have it direct. You know what I'm saying? So it is with that in that department. So, but you got anything else before we get up out of here, man?
No. One major announcement though. I don't think I ever told this. My art protege, young man by the name of David Holmes, will be embarking on a 6-month tour to Japan real soon, starting in the summer. So starting in June. So he's gonna be he'll be graduating toward the end of this year from the U of M, and filmmaking, directing, and screenwriting with a secondary, and I think it's something he has to deal with the arts and stuff like that. So, and he showed me a project of his little student made movie that he directed, and it's pretty good. But I also sent him one. I gave him a challenge. I said he and I should do one from a scene as a homage to my favorite mob movies, The Godfather. The opening scene of that, when Marlon Brando's friend comes to him about the favor, about him killing somebody, about getting back at the guy that killed his daughter, you know. But yeah, I can say that, on behalf of Jimmy J. Smoove and myself, Davier, we're proud of young men like you, man, because you're doing something with your life. I know I am, because when his mom told me the news about that shit, I know shit. His family is proud, and and I'm proud of him. And Davier, on behalf of myself, along with Jimmy J. Smoove, man, we proud of you. So, konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa, my brother. And I wanted to address one more thing before we get out this live stream. Congratulations to Spike Lee for finally winning his Academy Award. That was very long overdue for Black Klansman.
Yep.
Very good screenwriting for that movie. I'm definitely going to watch that movie again.
I have yet to see it, but I heard it was good, though.
Yeah, I'm going to watch that again. Congratulations to him winning that Academy Award. That was very long overdue. Congratulations to Regina King. Her shit was definitely overdue. She ain't even been nominated. This is her first nomination, and she won on her first nomination for the Beale Street movie by James Baldwin, one of his more well-known books out there. So congratulations to Regina King, and congratulations to the costume designer for Black Panther. She's the first Black woman to win an Academy Award for costume design. Her shit is very well overdue, because I'm gonna tell you something about this woman, and I'm gonna get off the live stream after this. Most of her movies, her career was really started by Spike Lee, because Spike Lee, she did the wardrobes for Spike Lee's a lot of his early movies. She started out for that. She did the costume wardrobe for Malcolm X. She did most of her costume designs is predominantly Black women. You go to Wikipedia and look at her discography. But her shit was long overdue. She should have been won a fucking Academy Award for summer, because that woman can design some shit. And I am proud of that woman and I'm proud of Marvel. I'm not too proud of Disney being the head of Marvel, but I know Marvel took more control and especially Kevin Feige. Shout out to that brother as well. But what they did is they really invested into Black Panther, and they got the best Black people. They got Ryan Coogler and his protege. They got the best guys for the job, and they really invested in the Black movie. And I always say this: if you invest into a Black movie and give them the necessary money they need to make a movie, Black movies will be competing with white movies. But a lot of studios don't want to take that chance. But Marvel knew they had to take that chance, or otherwise, the movie, The Avengers, would not have made as much money, because they really promoted it like the Black Panther was going to be a significant guy in the Avengers, which he wasn't. But it was a smart on Marvel's part to do that, to invest in Black Panther so they can promote their own movie. But again, congratulations to that woman who won an Academy Award. I don't know her name off the top of my head. It's on my Facebook page as well as my Instagram page. You know what I'm saying? But congratulations to that woman. Everybody, all the Black people that won an Academy Award that night, which I don't fuck with the Oscars like that, but if somebody wins, I'm going to shout them out. And those people were long overdue Academy Awards. So shout out to them. And you know what I'm saying? Me and my boys, we finna get off this live stream. This is your boy, live and direct in full effect out the 832, as well as my boy Craig Smith at the 662. And y'all already know.
One more announcement.
Go ahead.
I'm debating about it. Let's draw. I'm thinking about doing a special edition of Let's Draw on Something on Facebook. It's gonna be but it's gonna be a test run. When I'm gonna decide to do that, I don't know, but it'll be a test run to see how well it works.
Okay, well, we can try that. We can try that number as well. So it is what it is. You don't got anything else, man?
No, that's it, brother. That is it.
Okay, man. So this is your boy, Jimmy J. Smooth, and Craig Smith II, live and direct in full effect out the 832 as well as the 662. And y'all already know how we do. Peace out, and y'all have a very, very good night.
The pleasure was all yours, folks.